I'm nervous. I can't lie. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Small Guys Podcast. This is now episode 5,
Six.
right? 6, episode 6. Time flies when you're having fun, you know. Today we are going to be talking about Hustle. Soon to come will be Spiderhead on the second half of this episode. But as of now, we got the boys here. We got normal boys that you know. We got our boy Josh. We got Ballas. We got Mikey in here, and we got our special guest, maybe the thickest friend I have, Sirianni.
What's up, Siri?
Let's start off, Siri. Give us a little background about yourself. What makes you a little movie connoisseur?
Real quick.
I got spare time.
You know what? We're gonna fuck with that. Let's keep rolling.
There we go.
All right, let's break down Hustle. Stanley, Adam Sandler's character, love for basketball is unparalleled, but the travel-weary Philadelphia 76ers scout has a high ambition and to become a coach one day and remains stuck on the road looking for the next unknown talent. His search around the world leads him to Spain, where he discovers Bo Cruz, the cruise missile, an incredible street ball player with a troubled past. Stanley and Bo connect on and off the court. With their passion for the game as the loving men who want to prove they win in basketball. With the support of Stanley's wife, Teresa, Queen Latifah, can the underdogs come on top?
Very nice, Josh.
Very nice. I gotta practice the reading the bios.
I'm gonna come off rip, and I'm gonna say I knew none of that going into this movie. I had heard people at work be like, "Hey, you watching an Adam Sandler movie, Hustle? It's pretty good." I just love Adam Sandler, so you throw him in anything, and I'll fucking watch it. Spanglish was a great movie, I'll say it. But yeah, I had no idea going into this movie what it was, and when he ended up back on the road, I guess we should say spoilers coming up. When he ended up back on the road, that like surprised me. I legitimately thought this was going to be like a Coach Carter type deal where he was just going to be coaching that Han guy the whole time, or Haas trying to make him a better ball player. And then the turn that they took, I thought was fucking amazing. This movie was great. I don't think I teared up anywhere along the way, but it was heartwarming the whole way through.
Yeah,
I had a good few touching moments. It was good.
Yeah, and then too, I forgot to mention, it did get a 93 critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and they got a 93 audience score too.
Huh.
Which is kind of crazy. That's crazy to me, man. I thought it was a good movie. I didn't think it was like 93.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end, boys.
but no, seriously, I will say I think my favorite part of the movie was Anthony Edwards, as I think his name was Kermit, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
His character was honestly super funny to me, and he's actually not that bad of an actor. I don't know.
And the amount of NBA players they had, I think they had a little over 25. They had, like you said, Anthony Edwards. They had like Seth. I saw Seth Curry. Luka was at the beginning. Kenny Smith.
Nowitzki.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tobias Harris. There was a bunch of people, and it was really cool to just see them pop up and stuff like that. And I would get all excited, and I watched it with my girlfriend, and she'd be like, "Who the hell's that?" And I'm like, "That's an actual NBA player."
That's how I felt. So I know nothing about basketball. I literally at the end had to look up and go, "Wow, these are." I mean, aside from like maybe 3 people who at the end when I was like, "Oh shit, those are actually like professional players," and then I was like, let me look it up. But then I don't follow basketball at all.
Like I was telling these guys before we started the pod, and I'll just air myself out because I don't follow the NBA. Like I know a couple players. I didn't realize, like obviously Dirk, I recognized. That was about it at the beginning. They fucking showed Trae Young at the end, and I go, "Whoa, what the hell?" I go, like, that's Trae Young. I know that. And then I go, how many actual basketball players were in here?
All of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And like, honestly, all I could think about, like, after the fact is like Adam Sandler being like, "Hey, I want to make this movie," and then just calling basketball players, be like, "Hey, do you want to make a cameo in this movie, or like, do you want like maybe like a little bit of a role?" And they were just probably like, "Yeah, let's go. It's fucking Adam Sandler. Why not?"
Well, and he made a golf movie, and he's made a football movie, Longest Yard, and stuff like that. So like,
I forgot about that movie. That's a good.
Yeah, so it was cool, and I think he loves basketball the most. So it's cool that he was actually able to do a basketball.
Is it? Well,
He
actually,
goes and plays pickup games with like random people, and
Yes.
he's actually like pretty good at basketball.
and
kinda
that
cool.
is actually that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Is how he discovers Bo is because they didn't tell him that the player he was coming to scout got hurt, and his ass. And like again, a question for the guys: are we just to assume anywhere Adam Sandler goes in his free time, he goes to ball? Because his question is, he had this free time. He goes, "Hey, where can I go shoot some hoops?" And the next scene is him with his own ball walking down to the court, and then he discovers fucking Bo and what was the other guy? The main guy? Well, not the main guy, but for a split second, you think that's going to be the main character? Was it Mr. Everything? You think he's going to be the main character, which was also really cool. You think it's going to be him, and then you see Bo Cruz come out, and Bo Cruz is like the absolute dominant animal out there.
Yeah.
You do know Bo Cruz is like an actual NBA player, right, Brian?
Yes, I know that now.
I know that too. Now.
I looked into it.
Yeah.
I think he actually just got released a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah,
He did,
They
he's
said he
forward.
was back to playing in Spain.
Yeah.
Really?
He was on the Nuggets, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was Utah.
I don't know. It might be. I know he played on the Nuggets when I originally watched the movie because he looked familiar. I'm like, who is that?
Mhm.
Really
He's
good actor.
He's actually a pretty good actor, man.
He really is.
Yeah.
I
All
think
of
he can
them
get
were,
other
bro.
work.
Like that's why I was so
Yeah.
surprised that these were basketball players. Because again, actually, I didn't even make that connection until just now. That Kevin Durant in fucking Uncut Gems was like a phenomenal actor, and I remember walking out of that movie going, "Damn, KD can act his ass off." But now, like that was the thing. These guys were like really good at acting. That like again, it went over my head. I don't watch the NBA. A lot of these people, I was just like, oh, like that's a cool guy. Like he looks like he could play ball, but in reality, it's vice versa. Adam Sandler was like, these guys might be able to act.
Completely with you on that, Brian. I watched it and I was like, wow, these pretty embarrassing. But I was like, wow, a lot of these actors are really good at basketball.
It's not embarrassing. I'll say it. NBA.
Yeah, I
sucks.
can admit it. I don't watch basketball.
Back
Hockey,
me up on
base.
Come on, dude.
unless it's March Madness, I do not give a fuck about
I'm with you.
basketball.
All right.
Yeah, that's not an NBA.
That's
Man,
not
it's
even NBA.
about to go down because of this fucking podcast right here. Man.
Hey, we're movie critics, not NBA reviewers.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. But still, man. Be a fucking man. How about that, Brian?
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. That's why I watch baseball, America's pastime, brother. Just kidding.
Probably couldn't
Baseball.
even
I can't
defend
watch
baseball,
baseball. I don't like baseball.
Mm.
Regardless, though, I think the storyline with Bo's daughter was probably my favorite part of the movie, besides Anthony Edwards' character. Honestly, I think that added a really nice, heartwarming touch to it. But I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a good movie by all means, but it wasn't like a knock your socks off type deal where I was like, holy shit, like Adam Sandler is the GOAT, blah blah blah. But that's just me.
No, he was good in it again, though. He's been good in a lot of stuff.
I mean, to be fair, Adam Sandler is the GOAT, but not because of this movie.
No,
Yeah.
but it's just another on his list.
That's fair.
I will say, while watching this movie, because of Uncut Gems tainting everything I now know with Adam Sandler, not tainting, but with the way we know how Uncut Gems ends, when Bo Cruz beats the time running up the hill and makes it to the end and he's in the open street, I totally thought a car was going to hit him. Or he was gonna like break his ankle or something.
I thought he was gonna,
because I was just like, he's
running
gonna.
up
I
those
go,
stairs.
Adam Sandler is gonna reel me in again and just fucking kill my dreams.
I don't know why that just made me think of this. Remember at the very end when Bo's on the Celtics?
That was badass. That
Yeah,
was
but you
such a
see
good
him-
scene.
You see him hug Adam Sandler, and then you look at his wrist, and it's the oak tree.
Yo,
Yeah,
that was sweet.
yes,
That was
dude.
a good touch.
That
That
was
was
a really
sentimental.
good touch.
And again, that was also really cool. And I would have been pissed. I would have been so pissed if they put him on the Sixers. The fact that you hear, "Hey, coach," I was about to like, I already was rolling my eyes, like, "Come on, are you fucking kidding me?" But then he's coming from the Celtic side,
Yeah.
and then Adam Sandler trying to get into his fucking head at the end. It's just like all that chemistry. Like they were really good together in that
I
movie.
remember Brad Stevens was talking to Adam Sandler, like, right before the draft about how like the Celtics could use a guy like that, and ended up drafting him, which is pretty cool.
That is really cool. I think honestly, I really like this movie. I might like it the most out of you guys. I think out of all the new movies that came out this year, I think this one might be in my top 10 in the lower
Ooh.
half. I mean, we're only
That's
halfway
fair.
through the year. I think so. I mean, I loved too. Like I said, I watched with my girlfriend. She knows nothing about sports at all and doesn't even like them. And like, I'll throw on a basketball game that I'm betting on, and she'll get all pissed off because she doesn't want to watch it. But
little does she know the house is riding on it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. How are we gonna eat? But she really enjoyed this movie and like I said, she doesn't even like sports at all. So the fact that it was able to capture that, and Adam Sandler being a serious actor, and this movie's still funny. It's still funny.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think too, I noticed this a lot with comedians, really good comedians. I think comedy acting is the hardest thing to do. So I think for some of them to move to serious roles is pretty easy for them in a way, because I feel like comedy acting has to be the hardest thing to be able to be that funny, like Mike said, with him being the GOAT, to be able to be that funny and then be that serious too, and really convince you of him being this NBA player, or that used to be an NBA player who since got injured and is now older.
Well, did he make it to the NBA, or was it just
NCAA?
He was going to. Yeah, he would have. I think it alluded to he had a pretty good chance of entering it.
Yeah, him and Kenny, right?
Yeah, him and Kenny. Yeah. So, and I was convinced. I was like, all right, but so I think his acting was just really good in this movie.
I agree.
And his connection with Bo is so good.
When it comes to this movie as a sports movie, again, great. It is fucking phenomenal. It will never beat, because I just nostalgic reasons. Like, remember the Titans? Everyone remembers the first time they watched that. Or like, to me, Coach Carter was another phenomenal fucking sports movie. But when it comes down to it, this movie is definitely up there. And even outside of sports, I don't really care about NBA, but I'll throw this movie on, and I've already, like, today I came home, we had an hour before this started, and I was like, I'll just throw the movie on again, and just had it going in the background. Like, I definitely feel like this is a movie I will revisit more and more, just for something to throw on as like background noise. And then if I want to pay attention, be like, oh yeah, like this is good still.
Yeah.
Maybe this is me being a hater, but every time I hear that like a movie's made by Netflix, I'm just like automatically thinking that it's not going to be a great movie.
Dude, they gave us Stranger Things though.
I know they have a lot of great things, but like, I just like can't see myself putting a Netflix movie in like my top 50 movies of all time or something like that. But I mean, again, that just might be being a hater, to be fair.
Well, and I think that's why, like, I went into it with low expectations. I wasn't really expecting much. I think I saw the first trailer that came out for this movie, but I wasn't really, like I said, expecting much. And I really liked Uncut Gems a lot. I really liked that.
Yeah, we all went together, didn't we?
That's what I thought it was gonna be, like Uncut Gems, when you told me Hustle, and then I saw.
I thought the same thing.
I saw it was a basketball movie. I was like, oh, I don't really.
Yeah.
This is kind of redemption for him, in a sense, from like Uncut Gems, because a lot of people weren't really happy with.
I thought
a lot of people just didn't like the pacing of Uncut Gems. I don't think it was ever a problem with Adam Sandler, and that was the reason I loved Uncut Gems. That was a movie that had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. People were like, I hated how anxious it made me feel. I was like, you don't think maybe that's just really good directing, that they could
what
make
they were going
that
for
the whole way, the life of a degenerate gambler.
I was about to say they wanted to make you experience what it's like to gamble.
Yes.
Yeah, perfectly captures a gambling addict.
That's why Josh and Siri were like super chill, and I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're like, oh, this is my day to day.
Yeah,
this is their life. I'm just going to see a movie.
Josh is like, put more, put more.
Is it hot here?
Like plus 250, you got to put at least another 100 on that.
Yeah, throw another 100 on it.
Oh shit! I mean, I wasn't saying that like necessarily Adam Sandler's performance in Uncut Gems was bad. I just think that in a sense of just like an overall movie.
Did you like this movie more, Mike, than Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
It doesn't have Julia Fox in it though.
True.
Queen Latifah is close competition, but
I would say Bo's mom's close competition, but
Bo's mom.
Adam Sandler wasn't wrong, man, when he was saying all that.
Miss Cruz.
I will say though, it's more of a redemption, not from Uncut Gems, but from Adam Sandler's Netflix movies. Because I went on a binge, I think in 2020 during the pandemic. Obviously, we had nothing else to do, and I just started watching all the movies Adam Sandler made a deal with Netflix to make. And I watched all those, and I loved all of them. Again, I love Adam Sandler. In my mind, he could do no wrong. And So the thing was you watched all these movies with him and all his boys, and you're just like, oh, what the hell is this gonna be? Now he's gonna be serious. So I was just pleasantly surprised the whole way through. I was like, this is a well put together movie. This is something I'll return to. And I mean, I guess it made me care about basketball a little bit, enough to look these people up and see who the hell they played for.
Agreed.
No, it was a really good, like, feel good movie.
Yeah,
it really was.
I
felt really good watching it, and you can kind of tell like halfway through where the movie's going and how maybe it'll end. Not how it'll get there, but like really how it'll end.
I don't know.
Well, again, because of Uncut Gems, I didn't think he was even gonna make it to the league. I was sitting there just like, he's gonna die.
Well, in Uncut Gems, you know, like his gambling addiction's so bad, it's not gonna end like where he just wins a couple million and he's all happy and that's it, right? You gotta know it's gonna end bad. But like with this movie, you know, it had a different feel to it, but it's like, how is it gonna get there and stuff like that. And the villain was he was okay. I mean, he was a big prick.
I was gonna say
I kind of wish he got a little bit more screen time. Yeah, his sister kind of came in and fixed everything. I feel like, but he was a prick.
Well, see, and that was the thing too. This movie was good solely because, like, just the beginning alone. Like, I think I looked at it earlier and I forget. I put it somewhere in my notes, but I think it's like around the 14-minute mark is where they announced the death of Rex. And like. Yeah. We just met these characters 14 minutes ago, and I was feeling down about that. Adam Sandler had just been promoted, and now the only person, he even has that line, he goes, the only guy that knew what I was capable of died. Like, that is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. His daughter kind of brought that.
Well, yeah, and like, that's amazing, because that's the thing, too. At the funeral, all these people, like Kenny, and who was the other guy that was with Kenny that was also, he was in the movie throughout it. I forget who it is, but they're like agents, and they had nothing but respect for him. Nothing but respect. And they were like, Rex loved you, like you were Rex's guy. And then it's like, that's the thing. He's going around talking to all of these people that have known Rex forever. Well, his son is over ripping shots with fucking Urkel and like celebrating. It's like, why? Like that is just like constitute like just like you're an asshole.
His son was a cocksucker for real. Honestly.
Yeah. And then he goes,
the parking lot.
I sent you out to find players, not tell me what to do. Like, oh, you asshole. Like, I wish Adam Sandler would have beat his ass in that movie.
Candace hands fucked up.
Yeah, fair.
No, and that training montage was cool. I like how they had that daughter his daughter like filming it because that's what she's interested in. I thought that was like a cool way to capture that. Mm-hmm. Like Bo like throws the basketball and then catches it. Like I thought that was like a cool edit the way they did that. It was like entertaining. Him running up the road thing where you guys said you thought he'd get hit by a bus or whatever. That kind of reminded me of Rocky in a way.
Yeah, well it did because it's Philly. And then he did the Rocky.
Yeah.
He was up there fucking racing.
I didn't think that he was gonna get hit by a
I didn't think so either. I just thought Rocky.
I was on my nerves, bro. I was just like, oh no, it's gonna happen. Everything is going too well right now.
I thought when he started running up the stairs, he was for sure going to tear his ACL or something.
Some other bullshit.
Like something like that.
Not getting hit by a bus, though. Why would they ever fucking do that?
Why the fuck did they shoot Adam Sandler in the face?
He's working his ass off. He's right there. Then boom, hit by a bus. Movie over.
Maybe not movie over, but like
I mean, damn near though.
Yeah, it would have to be a 3-hour movie at that point because the last arc would be him getting better.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't think this was too long, right? I think it's an hour 58.
No, I think it was.
That was a good length.
Right. I think it was the right amount of time.
Here's the thing: 2 hours with this compared to 2 hours with Thor. Completely different.
They did way more in 2 hours than they did with fucking Thor. I'll say
better
it.
Plot.
Come on, I'll say it.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like I said, I'm just probably being a hater just because it's like a Netflix movie. But I will say they do put out some good stuff. When they have hits, they have hits. But when they have misses, they have hard misses for me.
And it's gonna happen when you put out that much content, though.
That's true.
Yeah, they're just relying on themselves at this point. All the other deals that other subscription-based like websites have come up with, like Netflix is getting shafted. Looks like they must have made a deal with Nickelodeon though, because when I got on there yesterday, just all types of Nickelodeon shows from like fucking '90s were on there.
I think they're gonna do an ad-based subscription too, where it's like a cheaper price.
Fuck out of my. Oh, if it's cheaper price, all right, fine. But if they start throwing ads in the family plan we have, like I'm gonna tell them about cancel that bitch. Ain't no way.
Keep my Disney Plus for real.
Siri, what are your thoughts on this?
I thought it was a good movie, mostly because I kind of genuinely don't enjoy basketball that much. But after I watched the movie, I was like, "That was a pretty good basketball movie." And I don't know, for me, I guess knowing that I don't like basketball that much, it's pretty hard to make me watch basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's no other sports on, I will not watch basketball.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed early tonight.
Yeah, like I'll watch. I genuinely don't enjoy it that much. I don't find it very entertaining. But I found this movie very entertaining, and it was exciting. And I don't know, I didn't feel like it was a waste of 2 hours. So
nice. You make Stella watch it with you? You make Stella watch it with you?
I did, yes.
Nice.
Did she like it?
I think so. She was. I think she liked it.
She didn't fall asleep, did she?
Every time I looked over at her, she was awake. So.
All right, cool. All right, sorry, Mike. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna piggyback off that really quick. I think in general, though, the lower expectations we have for movies, the better they are. Agreed. And I don't know. For me, like I'm a huge Marvel guy. Like I compare everything to Marvel, and I think after like Infinity Endgame, our expectations with Marvel movies have been too high. But compare it to like other movies like this or just like Top Gun or anything like that, our expectations aren't like we're gonna get our socks knocked off or something like that.
I think we just go in more so. I guess you could even call it like an open mind at that point. Because again, it's not Marvel. It's not something where we're gonna dissect it and look into it. Like this is just like, all right, throw that bitch up. Like we're enjoying movies the way that they're meant to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're like, oh, was this canon? Yeah, there's none of that. It's just like, shut the hell up, watch this movie I made. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah, because you could probably ask someone who plays basketball on a regular basis, and they could tell you a lot of stuff were maybe wrong with it.
Nitpick it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, just so. I mean, it's probably easier for someone like me who doesn't like basketball to like that movie more, which is probably who they're marketing it to. You know.
Again, and again, that's almost like the Coach Carter effect. That's the only time I cared about basketball as a kid.
Yeah, and if you love basketball, you'll enjoy the movie because all the NBA players in it and stuff like that. So.
I wonder how much. Does anyone know how much their payroll was for that movie? Because
I was gonna say, I wonder how much players got paid.
Well, again, though, but do we imagine it be high or do we imagine it be low? Because again,
I think if
Adam Sandler calls you up and is like, "Hey, you want to make an appearance? We'll give you a little bit of money."
I don't know, man. that was a lot of professional athletes who had to take time out of their schedule.
According to Google, the budget was only 21 million.
Oh yeah, no big deal.
Yeah,
that's probably not very cheap. That's probably not including the cast, though.
It might not. Still, for a movie, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing a Netflix fucking movie.
Because it came out in theaters too, I think. And then a week later it was Netflix.
No, it was just a Netflix movie.
Netflix original, I think.
Oh, it has box office numbers though.
What?
Yeah, it came out in 3,007 theaters.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, worldwide box office. It made 97 million.
Worldwide? Did it drop anywhere in the U.S.?
What'd you say? Yeah, domestic was only 35 mil.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's not that many theaters.
I didn't know it was in theaters.
Why would I go away to see that movie?
The new like Gray Man movie that's coming out, I think it came out in theaters already, and it comes out on Netflix on the 22nd. Yeah, so they're doing that. Where like a Netflix movie, it'll come out a week before, and then a week later, it's available too on Netflix.
It's trying to compete with HBO with fucking the Batman coming out, and they're like, all right, in a month we'll get the Batman. Netflix is like, we should do that.
I mean, worldwide they almost made 100 million.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh,
I think probably releasing it in countries that like don't have Netflix, or I mean, not don't have Netflix, but like where it's not released in like a certain country, they're probably doing it in like a box office or something like that.
Yeah, and then this movie was produced by LeBron James too. I didn't even know that.
Really?
Yeah, I saw his name on the.
Was he in? Was he a producer for fucking Space Jam?
Well, he's in it, so I assume.
Well, I know he was in it, but
yeah, I think he produced it too.
That's badass.
Damn, I didn't even. That's weird. I didn't even think about Space Jam when I was watching this movie. Not that I would. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You almost think you would.
This movie is better than Space Jam.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I mean,
the new Space Jam.
Warner Brothers fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. You guys want to get into your rankings, your scores?
Sure.
Mike, you want to start it?
Let me think
Yours
for a
might be the
second, man.
lowest.
It's gonna be the lowest probably, but let me think. Let me go
right.
last.
I can go first.
We're gonna let Brian go last.
Okay. Honestly, it's a fun movie to watch. Like I said, I think it might be in my top 10, maybe 9 or 10. It's at the bottom, but I really like this movie. I'm gonna give it an 88 out of 100. I would rewatch it again. I actually did watch this movie twice because I saw it like a month ago when it originally came out, and I watched it again for this review. And I really liked it. The second time was even better. So, and I could see myself watching it for a third time. So yeah, I'll give it an 88.
Okay.
So,
I think that's fair.
Siri, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I'm probably on the same lines as long as you, Josh. I'd say I'd have to give it around. I'll do 87 just so I don't give the same score as you.
Okay.
But no, I like the movie. My expectations for a movie are just to keep my attention, something I'm interested in. So if it does that, you won't have a hard time getting a good rating out of me. I didn't really check my phone very much. Mine didn't wander. So no, I'd say it's a solid, 87.
Kept you
88.
entertained.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, and I mean it's still a basketball movie, which I don't enjoy basketball that much, but
yeah,
it was still pretty good. So that's where I would put it.
Yeah. Andrew, what did you think?
I'm gonna go with an 80 flat. It kept me entertained. I would agree with you. It's one of the better movies I've seen this year. I don't want to go too high yet. It's July, but I'm gonna stick with an 80 for that. I will agree with what Mike said earlier in the podcast. When I watch a Netflix movie, my expectations, unfortunately, are not high. I don't know if it's because I have seen a couple Netflix movies where I just don't even finish them. Like I give up. Like I'm like, this is extremely boring. So and maybe that was the early days, because they have some awesome shows, but this kept me entertained. I know basically nothing at all about basketball. Probably the one sport that I know nothing, but the movie itself kept me entertained. I think that there was good emotional moments. There was still good comedy, but it was serious enough that it kept me entertained the entire time. And honestly, with what Brian said about possibly being hit by a bus, I mean, I kind of felt that just because I don't know. I don't know about a bus. I don't know about that.
I thought it would be more dramatically Mean Girls, just fucking.
But I could feel just my brain after seeing Uncut Gems and with Adam Sandler. The whole time I was just thinking something could go wrong, and I think that movie was Uncut Gems could be its own discussion, but that was an awesome movie that kind of anything that Adam Sandler's in now, unless it's like an outright comedy, I'm like, who's gonna die? Who's gonna get hurt? Which I like. I like that keeps me entertained. So I'm standing by an 80, flat 80, 8 out of 10. I probably would rewatch it. I don't know. I think I would. It's a little bit better. I think Thor I gave a 70 something. I actually think this is a little bit better than Thor.
Yeah, I thought it was better than
Thor. But yeah. That's my thoughts, Mike.
That's weird, actually. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna say an 84. I know I was really hating on Netflix, but it's just solely like you said. I've seen a couple movies where I just like simply have not finished it or don't want to finish the movie. But I think everything about the movie was solid. There wasn't like any like missing parts to me. Plot was good. I think the characters and obviously the players that they had in the movie were good. You have LeBron executive producing, and I think Adam Sandler did that as well. So there's really nothing missing for me. It just didn't have that like over the top like pizzazz where I'm just like, holy fuck, that was a really good movie. I was like, you know what? That was a good movie. I might watch it again. That's all I'll really say about it, to be honest with you. But I think 84 is a pretty solid rating, and I think it's pretty fair.
Higher than I thought you were gonna give it.
Brian, you wanna finish this out here with your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'll finish this off, and I'll be honest. I went as far as I made an IMDb account like a couple months ago because someone was talking trash about an episode of Psych when I was rewatching that, and I literally made an account just to tell them that they were dumb. But ever since then, I've been using it to like rate stuff as I watch it, and I literally went on there and you could only rate it by full stars. I wanted to give it an 8.5. Couldn't do that. I had to give it an 8. But yes, that's why I am going with an 8.5 with this movie. Again, not the best movie that we've seen this year. Honestly, at this point, it is only July. There is more bangers coming out, but right now, I think the Batman is taking the cake for me. Also, I haven't seen that other. What's the one about all over the place? Haven't seen that movie yet. Still want to watch that. But no, this movie was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Like Siri said, like I think I pulled my phone out once, and that's when I paused it to use the bathroom, and that was it. Like I literally just sat there from the hours of 11 to 1 a.m. just watching this movie, and I was like, this is fucking great. And again, like I said, that whole thing about the uneasiness of is something going to get wrong kind of brought into that whole first factor of me watching it. Now I know I can throw this on when I get home after a late night. I get home at 2 a.m, just kind of throw something on. I know I'll pay attention, but then probably fall asleep. No big deal. This movie is fucking great. It was so well put together, and Adam Sandler just keeps proving that he is not just Billy Madison. He is not Happy Gilmore. Yeah. Like he just keeps delivering bangers for us throughout our whole life, and I'm so thankful for that. And yeah, so I think that's why 85 is perfect. I'm not going to say it sparked my interest in the NBA past looking up who the hell these guys played for, but it was great. I was intrigued the whole way through. A real feel good movie. That scene where Bo gets reunited with his daughter, jumps in the pool fully clothed. That was one of the moments where I was holding back tears a little bit. I was like, damn, like that's so pure. He's never been away from his daughter. Yeah, you, Mikey. But
no, that was cute. I agree.
Yeah, I'll go 85 on this. The only thing I could think of to complain about was the cast of Queen Latifah, because I fucking love Queen Latifah, and I don't think they did enough with her. I think she could have done a little more, or they could have just recast her for someone else instead of having a big name in there. Because the daughter got more screen time than Queen Latifah. And she is fucking phenomenal. And
I like how they always support each other, though.
Yes, that is fucking amazing. Well, that's the thing. She's so good for that. She's amazing for that. Yeah. And I think they just didn't use that to its potential. That's okay. But
yeah, they should have like Julia Fox do it or something.
That's like one of like the biggest cons of this movie was that. Yeah. But again, it's not even anything to complain about because she fucking killed it for what they gave her.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to everyone on the podcast. Everyone, go watch Beauty Shop starring Queen Latifah. Phenomenal movie.
20 minutes without it.
So yeah.
Oh, we're going.
Ready when you are, buddy.
All right. Oh, excuse me.